Some discoveries are dramatic, moments of sudden clarity, recognition, applause. Others are quieter. They happen in fragments, measurements, images that do not explain themselves, at least not immediately. Rosalind Franklin worked in that quieter space. Her work did not begin with answers. It began with uncertainty, with patterns that had to be interpreted, structures that could not be seen directly, only inferred. In science, visibility is often assumed, but much of reality exists beyond direct observation. It must be revealed, carefully, methodically, and sometimes those who reveal it are not the ones remembered for it. Rosalind Franklin was born in 1920 in London. She grew up in a family that valued education and public service. From an early age, she showed a strong aptitude for science. Not just interest, precision. She was drawn to structure, to understanding how things were built, even when those structures were not visible. At a time when scientific careers for women were limited, she pursued them anyway, with focus and persistence. Franklin studied chemistry at the University of Cambridge, where she developed expertise in physical chemistry. During World War II, she contributed to research on coal and carbon, work that had practical applications for fuel efficiency. Her research required detailed analysis, careful measurement, an ability to draw conclusions from incomplete data. This was not theoretical work alone. It was applied, grounded, and it sharpened the skills she would later rely on. After the war, Franklin moved to Paris, where she worked at the Laboratoire Central des Services Chimiques de l'État. There, she refined her expertise in X-ray crystallography, a technique used to determine the structure of molecules. In Paris, she found something else as well, a more collaborative environment, recognition based on work rather than expectation. It was a period of growth, both scientifically and professionally. In 1951, Franklin joined King's College London. There she began working on the structure of DNA, the molecule responsible for carrying genetic information. Her task was not to theorize freely. It was to produce clear, reliable data. Using X-ray diffraction, she captured images of DNA fibers, images that required interpretation, precision, patience. One image would become central. Known as photograph 51, it revealed a striking pattern, an X-shaped diffraction image indicating a helical structure. But the image was not simply captured, it was produced. The result of careful preparation, precise control of humidity, and exact timing of exposure. Franklin and her student, Raymond Gosling, worked to refine these conditions, gradually improving the clarity of the results. The image itself did not announce its meaning. It required interpretation, understanding, context. But within it was critical information, dimensions, symmetry, repetition, clues that would guide others toward the double helix. At the same time, researchers James Watson and Francis Crick were working on a model of DNA. They had access, indirectly, to Franklin's data, including photograph 51. In 1953, they published their model of the DNA double helix, a breakthrough. Franklin's contribution was not fully recognized at the time. Her data had been essential, but her role was not equally visible. Franklin's work did not end with DNA. She moved to Birkbeck College, where she began studying viruses. Her focus shifted to the tobacco mosaic virus, a structure that required the same careful analysis she had applied to DNA. Using X-ray techniques, she helped determine how the virus was organized, how its components aligned and repeated. Later, she expanded her work to include the poliovirus, contributing to a deeper understanding of viral structure. These studies were complex, demanding, and collaborative. They demonstrated something often overlooked. Franklin was not defined by a single contribution. Her work extended across multiple areas of structural science, each requiring the same precision, the same discipline, and the same commitment to clarity. Rosalind Franklin died in 1958 at the age of 37. 4 years later, Watson, Crick, and Maurice Wilkins received the Nobel Prize for the discovery of DNA's structure. The prize is not awarded posthumously. Franklin was not included. Her contribution remained acknowledged, but not equally celebrated. Recognition came later, gradually. Rosalind Franklin's work changed science, not through speculation, but through evidence. She did not simply propose a structure. She made it visible. Some discoveries are remembered for their conclusions, others for the clarity they bring. Franklin's legacy lies in that clarity, in the ability to reveal what cannot be seen and to make it undeniable. Some stories fade, others wait to be heard.